Well, here we go. We are walking into the Savage Mystic Gallery, checking out the show of Sam Foote, myself. And I'm just gonna do a quick little walkthrough. We're gonna show you guys all the kind of work we have on offer for the show of December the 2021. And as you can see, we have all kinds of variety. I've got bar art to stuff I do in my backyard. This is kind of an abstract plein air piece. Actually, I painted that outside from a real reference from a vase I had. And yeah, some of my kind of darker, creepy guys. This piece sold when I was hanging the second day. It was kind of fun to a young lady from Atlanta, Georgia. She was a very neat person, a big art collector. In fact, she was a traveling nurse. And congratulations to her, and I really, really, really appreciate it. The gallery really appreciates it. And yeah, hopefully it starts an avalanche of us selling this stuff. This piece is kind of an abstract finger painting. It started as a finger painting. Most of this is actually all finger painted with fingers, almost all of it. I did a little bit of brushwork in some of these darks here just to give it a little bit, but not much. Most of it's actually still fingers. And then of course I signed it with a brush, but that's about it. Here's another finger painting from years ago. It's kind of an older piece, but a beautiful piece. I'm quite fond of it. It's a little cockeyed. Make her look better. There we go, it's a little better. And then also I'd like to emphasize, if you buy one of these paintings, you also get the placard if you would like it. Yeah. There we go, more bar art. We have all kinds of fun stuff over here. This is a new bar art piece that I did for the show. A lot of fun. Started this guy in acrylic and then did a little bit of an overpaint in oil to take the acrylic out a touch, just to smooth it out. But I'm really enjoying just kind of getting strokier, more impressionistic with all my work all the time. You can see the impasto of some of the oil. An older fun piece that I did a few years ago. Some of my more character-driven cat pieces, and I do dog pieces as well. Don't have too much canine stuff going on. This piece in particular is one I'm ultra proud of that I've been working on for over 13 years. I started this in 2008 and it was originally painted all in umber. It was layered up in color in oil, but I have repainted and painted and painted over this piece countless times. This is a 6 by 4 foot piece. It's very large, and for reference, let's put yours truly in here. You know, if I can even get this far enough back to give you any kind of perspective or scale. But here we go, and yeah, that's a fun one. And yeah, very proud of it. It's very philosophical, mainly dealing with how I feel about being held back by one's own ego. Hence the name of this piece. It's ego. I feel that sometimes if you let your ego run too wild, you become blind to your own mistakes. And this painting is all about keeping your eyes open. A little finger painting, a little abstract one from a few years ago. Nudes, which I quite enjoy. I don't have a huge amount of nudes in the show, but it's a fun piece. I quite enjoy that one. Here's a finger painting that I started at a live show at A&N Art Gallery. It was for a reception and I started this piece there. And it was a lot of fun. It's always fun to live paint and gauge the interest of patrons and artists alike when you are performing. And I've performed in front of as many as like 10,000 people before, finger painting before. So yeah, at concerts. So in either case, this is a gorgeous piece. It took me 14 months. It's all finger painting. The only brush work is the signature And it was a lot of glazing, a lot of layering, a lot of building of impasto. So a lot of the smoothness I got in the background is a lot of layering and glazing and translucent tones and oil. And this pretty shiny, has a very jewel-like. It looks really good on this piece, but generally I don't like paintings getting that glossy, but it worked out for this piece. And it's called Paradise. It's one of my all-time favorite paintings. I quite enjoy doing these. They're so much fun. I have so much fun. Like, a lot of this is finger painted. Like these are all finger strokes. These are all finger painted. A lot of the cloud is finger painted. I like roughing in the backgrounds with my fingers a lot. And then yeah, there's a lot of brush stroke in this one. To make the pinion pine, it's a pinion pine, hence the name pinion. And yes, it's a fun piece. I did this a few years ago. I debated upgrading it a little bit, but I think I'm not gonna do that anymore. I think I wanna just leave my older paintings looking the way they did at the time I painted them. And just keep getting better, because I really like my new work even much more than these pieces. Yeah, it was a fun little horse piece. It took me a long time. I felt like I kind of overworked it. I reworked this painting several times, and this painting is actually kind of an example of why I don't want to go back to older works that I wasn't completely happy with and reworking them, because even though this painting actually came out very nice, I'm actually quite proud of it. It's very beautiful, and it has a huge amount of work and rework in this thing. I just kept going over this thing and reworking it and reworking it. And all these are finger strokes. These are all fingerprints in here. And it's pretty thick. You can see in some of the brush strokes. So yeah, beautiful piece. I want to go to Truculence here soon, which is another piece I have here. And you'll see that piece. And that's a more modern piece that I've done. Yeah, and this is a new nude that I did called Companion. Mainly the idea of her being the companion to the viewer and the dog being the companion to her. And they're very lonely. There's only one tree. They're out in the middle of nowhere. This, I don't know what that is. I do weird stuff. I don't know why I do it. If I could explain it, I wouldn't have painted it. So I explain it in paint. It's a fun piece. I really enjoyed painting this. I painted this over the last 3 years, actually. I've been picking at it. I could have finished this piece a long time ago, but this piece actually was a lot of work. I painted this all number to completion for the most part, and then, of course, as an underpainting, and then reworked it all in color, you know, layer by layer. I don't really like over rendering stuff anymore, but I'm happy with her face. It's really cute. And yeah, we're gonna go down to Truculence really quick and look at that guy. And then we're gonna look at Faith and a couple other little pieces around the corner. And then that'll complete our little tour. The beautiful young Miss Stephanie is in the next room. She is the curator of this gallery, and she's been wonderful. We just had a great conversation about the show we're going to be doing this Friday, the 17th of December, 2021. Now, this piece I'm really proud of. I don't know why. I just love this piece so much. It was just so outside my safety zone, my comfort zone. I really got loose with this one. Like, the strokes are just all one big fat stroke, and I walked away. I love this piece. And there's a little duck in there. I just hit all kinds of little things going, but this is nature. This is the threat of violence. That's what truculence really means. And I have two characters kind of watching the destruction, the water reflecting, and I really like all the colors I put into this, all the purples and the blues, and there's some minor greens in it too. They're really subtle, but they're really subtle. In the movement and the flow of this piece, I really, really enjoy this painting. It's one of my favorite ones I've painted in a long time, but I say that about a lot of my paintings. And this is a beautiful piece by Naomi, another curator of the gallery, a friend of the gallery, and part of the Potentialist art group. She had a show last night. I hope it went really well. I feel horrible, Naomi. Here's my video apology. I really intended to go, but hey, after getting tattooed all day and having to cook for my family, I'm sorry I had to opt out. I'll still go check the show out, but I'm sorry I missed the reception. I can't wait to go look at it though. I'll go in there during the day sometime this week or next week. Here's one of my kitties. This is acrylic, 100%. My secret to success with acrylic is getting it really thin. And same with this piece, Contempt. Very good, very technical little acrylic, very small. It's like a 9 by 15 it says here. But yeah, it is a small acrylic piece. Here's a pastel drawing I did years ago. Labor of love. I quite enjoy this one. It was a lot of fun to do. I like doing pastel work. I should do more. Another one of my little characters, you know, just a horse head floating in the background with you know, everybody needs a friend, right? As Bob would say. And this piece I'm extremely proud of. This is one of my latest, greatest in the dark genre of my work. I only colored what I wanted to emphasize, and honestly, if I get this piece back and it doesn't sell, I'll probably mess with it a little tiny bit more, because I intended to put glowing reins on here from this character dragging this, but I just didn't know how to do it or pull it off at the time. So if I get it back, maybe I'll do that, and if it sells, then hey, oh well. But you know, I'm really happy with the UFO. That is a UFO. I don't really feel like explaining this one too much. I think that people can make up their own mind on this piece. So yeah, the glowing angels in the background mirroring her. She's pregnant. It's strange. It's a strange concept. I thought it was an interesting concept philosophically, and the intensity of his gaze. There we go, a little bit better, a little less glare on there. Yeah, it's an oil paint. What can you do? I could use a satin varnish, but I've tried them and they are leave a little bit to be desired. And also it depends on the surface quality that you're working on. Like the surface itself affects the varnish. I've really noticed. So sometimes varnishing doesn't work. It's not going to be your savior. Well, in either case, oh yeah, let's go over here really quick. Another one of my little characters. I have my artist statement here. I love this little guy. He's great. He's tons of fun. I think I forgot to put the frickin' tag up for him, but I can figure it out. And I don't know how that happened. I don't know what happened to it. I had it. This is my backyard with humanity edited out of it. All my neighbors' houses are deleted. And I used my imagination a little bit and faked in some of the center where the houses were. But yeah, this is basically what my backyard looks like with a little bit of surrealism added to it, you could say. Yeah, because yeah, of course, I got a little fun with it, of course. Another piece from photo reference, but, and it's hard to see this guy. Poor glare. Yeah, they did move the lights. Yay. I was hoping they would move the lights and they did. Yay for them. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see it. Look at the color in that guy. Wow. It's super cool. Yay. I love the freaking cloud. The freaking cloud is awesome. It's super awesome. I just kind of like made that up. I mean, it was slightly based on the photo reference, but this in the photo reference looks so different from each other you can possibly imagine. It's quite different. And this is all single stroked. It's oil. Some of the strokes, like through here on some of these, are pretty thick. I tend to keep my darks fairly flat and level for good reason. There you can see more raised brush strokes. Yeah, an older finger painting also. You know, this is another finger painting I did. Yeah, it's an older one. I like finger painting. I mean, most artists use their fingers to do a lot of blending. It's pretty common, but I like doing just pure finger painting sometimes. But I still use my fingers, even in my finest work, to do a lot of my blending or rubbing in. And so, yeah, that's pretty much our show. And let me flip this if it'll flip. I don't know if it'll flip. Anyway, it doesn't want to flip. But anyway, that's our show for the 17th of December 2021. The show will be at 6 p.m. I hope people show up. We'll do some more video of the actual reception to get a feel for what kind of crowd we get. In either case, I think that'll wrap this up, and hope you all enjoy. Thank you. Have a good day. Or in my case, as I always say, make a great day. They don't just happen. You have to make them.